one of the major issues that Netanyahu has that we've mentioned before is the issue of his support for/extortion by the ultra orthodox. That led him to legislate two laws right before the Knesset disbanded, the last chance to form laws. One was the law about arrests, meaning that technically ultra orthodox that don't enlist in the military are supposed to be arrested for not going into the army right now because there isn't a law that settles their position yet. The Knesset legislated that this should be postponed until after the election so that they won't fear going out and voting. The second had to do with the basic law that Torah study is considered a virtue and something that is of a high priority in Israel. Both of those laws got a lot of people on Netanyahu's back and led to Eisenkot leading in Polymarket as the person with the highest chances to become prime minister. And as a result, Netanyahu has leaked something that he said in a closed discussion. Now, it's one of those things that politicians do. It's not just Netanyahu, but you say something in a closed discussion, then you leak it so that people will know that this is what you really feel and not just saying for media. And the main purpose you do that is for media. So in a closed discussion, he said the temporary arrests law was meant to lower the flames and increase the number of total people drafting within the ultra-Orthodox population. In practice, it didn't work, and therefore there won't be such a law in the next government. After the election, we'll form a wide national government that will immediately pass a full draft law for the ultra-Orthodox that will completely meet the IDF's requirements. And anyone who isn't studying Torah will either enlist into the army or go to jail. Now, this is everyone from the political spectrum that has any gripe with Netanyahu came after this statement. Basically, he's lying. Of course, he would try to leak this because he knows what damage the actual actions that he did, and so he's making promises, empty promises. Also, he says whoever doesn't study Torah will either enlist or go to jail. The problem is that they just inflate the number of people who study Torah. That's one of the issues. Even when that is supposed to be the case, they still manage to find ways to skirt the draft because they just say, oh yeah, we have like hundreds of thousands of people studying Torah. This is an empty statement, and without caps, it doesn't mean anything. If it is the 5,000 top or X% of the total people who are meant to enlist that year, the top X%, if it doesn't have that, then it's an empty statement.